Hello everybody, we're back with our trad tune a day, trad tune at lunch, day 24, and it's a Monday, so hope you all had a nice weekend out there. And yes, as I mentioned on, I believe it was Friday, we mentioned that this will be the last week now of the trad tune at lunch, so we've just 5 more lunchtime tunes to go. So if you have anyone's tunes that has been on your mind to suggest for the last while, now's the time to send in your last suggestions, or maybe musicians that you would like to be featured during this last week. So thank you to everybody who's been tuning in so regularly. It's wonderful to see all your names and pictures popping up there every day, and it's been really great fun. And today I was going to take a different type of a tune that we haven't played any of so far in the series, and it's the tune type is called a hop jig. Now, in traditional music, there's a certain amount of maybe interchangeability between slip jigs, which would be the more commonly played type of tune in 9/8 time signature, but the hop jig is its close relation, and sometimes people call them all slip jigs, whether they're slip jigs or hop jigs, but they are different. It's definitely a different rhythm to the hop jig, which when you start to home in and listen for it, it's most enjoyable really, and a very unusual type of rhythm, because it basically alternates between a long and a short note, so it gives it a very hoppy type of rhythm. So probably the most famous, or one of the most popular tunes that's in 9/8 time in the tradition is the Butterfly, that beautiful tune that was composed by Tommy Potts, the amazing fiddler. Wow, what a player! He's so inspiring to listen to. You can never ever switch off or get tired of listening to Tommy Potts. There's just so much in his music, and he has inspired countless of musicians over the years. I think nearly everybody goes through a stage of getting kind of intensely interested in the music of Tommy Potts, and he's a great window into the possibilities that are inherent in so many tunes, if you want to dig deep into the tunes and explore them. So anyway, going back to the hop jig, I was saying that one of the most popular tunes in 9/8 time is the Butterfly, and it's mostly referred to as a slip jig. However, it's actually it's much more of a hop jig. If you think of the rhythm of the Butterfly, it very much is that long short type of rhythm, not the more relaxed 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 that would be typical of a slip jig bar. And if we want to hear how the Butterfly should or can be played, no better source than to go back to Tommy Potts. And when you hear Potts playing the Butterfly, it's a much faster tempo, much more rhythmic than you often hear the tune played at. So it's a bit of a revelation really to hear Tommy Potts playing the Butterfly at that speed. So today's tune is a hop jig, as I've been saying, in the time signature of 9/8, and this tune is called Promenade, and it's also known sometimes as Michael Coleman's jig. David saying never heard of the hop jig. Yeah, I played music for a long time before I was even aware of hop jigs as well. I used to think of anything in 9/8 as just being a slip jig as well. But this tune is called Promenade. Sometimes it has been referred to as Michael Coleman's jig, but no real, I have to drop my bow there, no real evidence that Michael Coleman recorded that tune. Certainly I've never heard a recording of Michael Coleman playing this tune, but the earliest recording we can find of this tune is a recording that was made in the 1950s, or maybe 1950 and around then, by the Sligo fiddler Michael Gorman. We mentioned him a few weeks back, composer of The Mountain Road and many other great tunes. He recorded this hop jig, the Promenade, along with the mighty Clare fiddler, piper. I'm obsessed with the fiddle. The Clare piper, Willie Clancy. And that was a series of recordings that they made when Willie Clancy was living in London. I remember back around when I was in college, I remember popping up to the Traditional Music Archive in Merrion Square in Dublin one day and started listening to Michael Gorman and Willie Clancy. They had recordings of the two of them. And I was amazed first of all to see that they'd even, that they had recorded together. I hadn't known at that stage that Willie Clancy spent some time living in London. So it was great to hear the two, the Sligo and the Clare musicians recording together. So this is one of the tunes that featured on that, and I believe in the notes it made some mention of the tune being played for a particular part of a dance figure called the Promenade. So that's kind of what got the tune its name, Promenade. Hi Lynn, getting coffee, great. I'll be doing the same after this, treating myself to a nice Americano here. Thanks for tuning in. So this tune then was recorded famously in 1979 by Kevin Burke along with Micheál O'Donnell on a great album that they called Promenade. So that made the name of the tune very, very famous, and it's been recorded quite a bit. There's a great version as well that I always think of from Paddy Glacken and Jolyon Jackson recorded the tune as well. So it's a catchy little one. Normally it's played in what you might call A minor. I'm going to bring it down a note, a tone to G minor, but Kevin Burke, when he recorded it on that album Promenade, played it even lower down. He started on the A. So this is how it goes. Promenade hop jig. Now that was the Promenade hop jig, and hi to Peggy, tuned in from Boston. I hope was the weather bad? I know there was bad weather, snowy weather forecast up there in the northeast of America over the weekend. Did it materialise? Were you frozen out? Peter is asking, where in Sligo were Kevin B's parents from? Obviously referring to Kevin Burke. Kevin's parents were from out in West Sligo. Here in Coolani we're maybe what you might call southwest Sligo, so just over the hills. Now it'll bring us down to the coast, probably about 15 minutes away from the sea here where we are. And Kevin Burke's parents were from around Dromore West, out to the west side. So basically as you head from Sligo over to Mayo direction, and a beautiful part of Sligo. If you ever drive that road along by the sea on a nice summer's evening, beautiful views. You have Knocknarea, that lovely mountain that's just close to Strand Hill. You can see Ben Bulben and a lot of the other mountain ranges around Sligo. But on a clear day, and everyone's talking about how clear the air is these days, but across the water you can even see Donegal on a clear day across to the cliffs there, headed out to Killybegs and that direction. Beautiful scenery. So that is where Kevin Burke's parents were from. I remember Kevin telling me once about coming back to Sligo at a young age now, probably maybe about 12 years of age, or 11 or 12, coming back to his grandparents during the summer. It must have been from London, and getting the ferry across and the train down to Sligo from Dublin. A long enough journey for a young lad, and then hitching a lift out from Sligo town out to West Sligo. So very different times. Amazing adventure as a young lad. So yeah, Kevin speaks very fondly of his connection to West Sligo, and we're very proud of his heritage here in Sligo too. And as I was saying, he made one of the people who made that tune quite famous, calling his album With Micheál O'Donnell Promenade. And Michael Gorman, just going back to the first version of it, he played a slightly different twist on the tune, which is a little bit more open. Which is kind of a lovely hoppy way of playing it. Normally when the rest of us play it, we fill it in a little bit more, but Michael Gorman's version was just a little bit more hoppy. Peter's saying we had Cartys and Culkins from out that way in Vermont. Oh, very Sligo names indeed. That's great, Peter. So the Promenade, Kevin when Kevin Burke recorded it, he played it down very low as well, a different flavour. Linda saying my husband and I saw Kevin Burke in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, playing along with Patrick Street. Oh, that's great. Love to hear of your own connections to some of these musicians and tunes and all that. That's so lovely to hear. And yeah, Kevin's absolutely great man. He passes through Sligo here fairly regularly, which is wonderful. And just a great musician, a great man to chat to as well. He's some man to tell a story. So entertaining altogether. So we'll finish off today's trad tune at lunch by going back over this hop jig, which I said is similar to a slip jig, but it's got less notes. The rhythm of the hop jig is more about the long short, which creates a very contrasting and kind of a hoppy rhythm throughout. So we'll try Promenade a couple of more times. Very short tune, as you probably heard there. So if you're going to play it, you could certainly play it a good few times over, because you would hardly have warmed up by the time you're finished the first time over. So thanks very much everybody for tuning in again today on Monday, day 24 of our trad tune at lunch. And as I mentioned at the beginning, we'll be finishing off the series this Friday coming. So hoping to have an enjoyable week with you all before we get to the end. Thank you very much, everybody, and see you tomorrow.